After a successful rebellion of the motherland, the US became a nation.
The American literature was shaped by the country that produced it.
It developed and molded the people way of minding and the literature of its country.
Through the turn of the 21st century.
Literary criticism.
Poetry.
Drama.
Social.
Literary criticism.
Each and every literary work since the dawn of time, it is written.
Starting in 1565, newly arrived colonists were creating towns and villas, and they created a new government, while they were protesting the regime of the British.
Literature of this period reflect religious influence from the Puritans. One of these examples was Anne Broadsheet, when she first published her first poem in 1650.
Freedom was a common topic back in those times. So that's why in 1776, July 4th, the Declaration of Independence was published. And even though this is not a common literary document, it was an important one. And it shaped what we have today as documents of literature as well.
This was a period with a lot of artistic and intellectual literary movement that started in Europe at the endings of the 18th century. Since 1765 to 1783, the American Revolution has influenced American writing, and the 13 American colonies has managed to free themselves to the British rule.
In 1841, Ralph Waldo Emerson created the Essays First series. With this set of essays, he established himself as one of the most important figures in the Romantic age.
In 1850, Nathaniel Norton published a Scarlet Letter. Scarlet Letter A became a public imagination figure for the Romanticism. And at the same time, the Slave Act of Freedom was published, totally against what Romantic ideas were.
From 1861 to 1865, the Civil War starts. People start declining Romanticism ideas and realism sets in. Naturalism are reactions against Romanticism, imagination, poetry, and prose. Also to the main themes as nature, Celticism, history, and heroes depicted as exceptional individuals because they say they lost their touch with the contemporary.
Naturalism was like realism, but darker. It took a darker view on war. The universe was determined, fate was unpredictable, and characters' lives were shaped in a way they couldn't understand.
Some major authors of this was from 1811 to 1896 was Harriet Beecher, who was one of the women with most influential patents, and this became a major symbol in that time.
The most effective leaders of the states. Influential paper writer, militant, abolitionist, and diplomat.
The tenets of realism were from 1870 to 19.
Is the influence that man has of a free will. Life is shown and depicted realistically as a slice of life.
Writers were objective and celebrated the individual ideas along with the ordinary.
Writing for the moral completion of ordinary people and emphasize the real over the imaginary.
1910 was an extension of realism, and this was extended to form scientific principles that helped study the human being.
Naturalistic characters can be studied through their surroundings, relationships, and nature.
One example is Theodore Dreiser, an American journalist and novelist from the Naturalist School.
His novels feature main characters that succeed at their objectives. No matter of the lack of moral code, it literally situations that resembles more nature than tales by choice or agency.
Best known novels include Sister Carrie and An American.
In this period, they are searching for a different type of expression, from a radical change from the naturalist period to the modernist period, and this influenced by World War I.
By the various literatures, by industrialization and urbanization, and by the search for an authentic response to a new, much changed world.
Modernism required for the reader to take the role of interpreting.
In 1890, William James published his book Principles of Psychology.
Ay, ahora salió. Ya no salió. Fred published Interpretation of Dreams. Fred argued that dreams, which had a way being viewed as meaningless, in fact, is important to the innermost region of ourselves.
World War I begins in 1914.
In 1922, a value year for production for high modernist literature, T.S. Eliot publishes The Wasteland, and James Joyce completes Ulysses that appears in Paris.
In 1923, Yeats won the Nobel Prize for Literature, and in 1924, Ernest Hemingway published the short stories of In Our Time.
In 1925 was a huge year for modernism. A lot of important works were published, such as Virginia Woolf's Miss Dalloway, Franz Kafka, The Trial, and W.B. Yeats' A Vision.
The New York stock market was leading to the Great Depression. This is a big year to William Faulkner, where The Sound of Forest is published. Hemingway published A Farewell to Arms, and for last we have Woolf with his essay that was published, who represent the urban
To
literature.
the end, politics and economy will also transform the way modern man will look at himself, and also opens the door to contemporary period.